Esoteric and Spiritual Astrology. In this video, Reverend Dr. Mullen explores the spiritual elements of astrology as it relates to day-to-day living.
This is astrologer Dickie Joe in Orlando, Florida, coming to you with esoteric and spiritual astrology. Esoteric means of the few, and there is a way to read the birth chart that emphasizes the spiritual truths. A lot of us wonder, why are we here, aside from trying to earn a living, progress in the world, make a family work, whatever we're trying to do? Is there a deeper meaning behind your life? Well, a profound, detailed, and somewhat perplexing book titled Esoteric Astrology by Theosophist Alice Bailey was channeled to this great occultist almost 80 years ago, addressing that very topic. A spirit entity known as the Tibetan provided this insight into the deeper messages behind your birth chart or the pattern of the stars. And in esoteric astrology, the zodiac signs have other ruling planets, different from the familiar ones. The mission messages that deal with the path of your soul and with the truths which delve beyond the illusions and concerns of the exoteric. Exoteric is our everyday world, thinking what we're going to buy from the supermarket for dinner and mowing the lawn. Things that are important that keep us going are totally different than reading the chart in an esoteric way. It's so interesting. I'll have people come to me and say, I want a spiritual reading of my birth chart. And then they'll say, is my car going to break down? And what can we do? It's a different world, a different thought. Both are important. Aries, the esoteric ruler of your birth chart, is Mercury, and the familiar exoteric, that's the conventional ruler, is of course Mars. Your mission is, I come forth and from the plane of mind I rule. Mercury is the intellect, and that in essence is what your birth chart is telling you on a spiritual path. Taurus, your mission is, I see, and when the eye is opened, all is illumined. Your esoteric ruler is Vulcan. That's the little intermercurial satellite or planet that relates to the craftsman of the gods, Vulcan. And also Venus is your familiar esoteric or conventional ruler. So thinking of those two planets, Vulcan and then Venus, I see, and when the eye is opened, all is illumined. Vulcan was crippled, so overcoming the idea of being crippled by the material world is part of your path. Gemini, I recognize my other self, and in the waning of that self, I grow and glow. Remember, Gemini is the twins. Your esoteric ruler is Venus, the planet of beauty, and of course, the familiar conventional ruler of Gemini is Mercury. So thinking of Venus, the love goddess, as your spiritual ruler, again, I recognize my other self. In the waning of that self, I grow and glow. It's overcoming the shadow self or the negative twin. Cancer, Neptune is your esoteric ruler, and of course the moon is your conventional ruler. I build a lighted home and therein dwell. Cancer is all about the home, house, heritage, and Neptune represents that inner illumination of the house within. The body, of course, is the temple of the spirit, and that's the idea that we're working with. Leo, you have an easy one because the dominion of the sun is so great over the sign of Leo that it's both your esoteric and exoteric or conventional ruler. Your mission statement is, I am that, and that I am. The phrase I am we see a great deal in metaphysical circles and analyzing the I, the ego, and that you just are. That's the conventional and also the esoteric conventional method of understanding Leo's mission statement. Virgo, your mission is, I am the mother and the child. I, God, I matter, and I am. The moon is the esoteric ruler of Virgo. I am the mother, and Mercury, of course, is your conventional ruler. So the mother and the child, and the idea of the identity that we're both a parent and child or are born of a mother, come from the mission statement of Virgo. Libra, mission statement is, I choose that leads between the two great lines of force. Libra, of course, is the scale of justice. Persephone, this is the outer Pluto planet, or the moon of Pluto, and she, of course, is the child that would go beneath the surface to represent winter and surface from Hades in the springtime. And all of the mythological archetypes are part of what goes on within us. Venus is the familiar ruler of Libra. So, choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force. Persephone versus Venus, or the earthy beauty. Mars is the esoteric ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto, but co-ruled by Mars, is the exoteric ruler. Scorpio's mission statement is, warrior I am, and from that battle I emerge triumphant. So this idea of Mars, the noble soldier, the worthwhile battle, worthwhile or justified vengeance is Scorpio's mission statement. Sagittarius, your esoteric ruler is the earth itself, and your conventional ruler is, of course, Jupiter. I see the goal, I reach the goal, and see another. Dominion over the earth, the tangible rulership, and to keep going once the goal is reached in a good way. Capricorn, your esoteric ruler is Saturn, and so is your conventional ruler. Saturn, the ringed planet, is Lord am I in light supernal, yet on that light I turn my back. This represents looking at the conventional, tangible world and rejecting it for the world beyond. Aquarius, your mission statement is, water of life am I poured forth for thirsty people. Jupiter, the planet of blessings and abundance, is your spiritual or esoteric ruler, and erratic, detached Uranus is your conventional ruler. Pisces, your mission statement is, I leave the Father's home, and turning back I save. Your esoteric ruler is Pluto. Your conventional rulers are Neptune, and to a lesser extent Jupiter is also the familiar or exoteric ruler of Pisces. Going beyond the idea of the sun signs, we come to the 7 rays and the planets according to Annie Besant. This is deep esoteric astrology, and the rays tie in with the planets, and they represent more subtle divisions within the personality. I'm just going to briefly read through the rays and the planets to kind of give you an idea. Colors are very popular. It's not exactly the chakra colors, but it's the same idea, and understanding this idea of rays. The first ray of will or power is Uranus and also the sun, and the color is flame. The second ray is the ray of love, intuition, and wisdom. Planet is Mercury. The colors are yellow and rose. The third ray is higher mathematics, philosophy, Venus, and the colors are indigo, blue, and bronze. By the way, if you meditate on the colors, do some color breathing, inhale the colors, that'll help you to attune to the subtleties and develop yourself and your birth chart spiritually. The fourth ray is the conflict of birth, coming out of the spiritual world into this world of struggle, the earth plane. Planet is Saturn, and the color is green. The fifth ray is the lower mind. It doesn't mean lower thoughts, but it's the practical world and practical usable science. The planet or luminary is the moon, and the color is violet. The sixth ray is the ray of devotion. It relates to Mars, replenishment of spiritual energies. Colors are rose and blue. And the seventh and final ray is higher magical ritual. This would be the idea of alchemy. Can we affect the world around us? Can we make things happen? There's a lot of debate about that, but most of us are lucky if we use just 5% of our physical as well as our mental power. Can you use a little bit more? The seventh ray is the way to do that, or focus on developing that idea. The planet is Jupiter, and the color is bright electric blue. This is astrologer Dickie Jo Mullen reminding you that your birth chart has another world, another side. The spiritual reality and messages are here.